Thank you, choir. Whenever I read this passage, I'm reminded that life is a journey. Yes, life is a journey. And this journey is exciting because a lot of things happen in that journey. You don't know exactly what will happen on that journey, but that makes the journey exciting and interesting. And there are many different roads, and each road brings us different experience, something new. So journey always brings about something new. Not all the roads are easy and pleasant. Some roads are rocky, hard, and challenging. As the Beatles sang, there is also long and winding road. Some roads are dangerous and unpredictable. We have 401, 427, 400, and there's a road 2026. And the road 2026 was not a pleasant road globally. Dangers are all around us. We witness destruction, death, and deep agony. Terrible words threw us, through the world, into crisis. You cannot see what is ahead of you. Every day, these days, every day is a surprise. Almost every morning I wake up and then there's a surprise, not necessarily a good one, mostly an unpleasant surprise. You see conflicts everywhere. Even the conflict between two most important and powerful people, the President of the United States and the Pope. For some of you, personally, 2026 might have been a challenging year, difficult year. A lot of things to ponder upon. I hope that the rest of the road 2026 becomes smoother and different journey for all of you. My friends, life is a journey, but a journey filled with joy and sadness, success and failure, celebrations and heartaches, excitement and disappointment. And there's a mix of good and bad. Both good and bad make us real and make our journey authentic. In today's passage, we see two people on the road to Emmaus. What kind of journey did they have? They had a journey that is both good and bad. Their journey was sad and exciting. The road to Emmaus was a journey of sadness and disappointment. The dreams were shattered. Their hopes evaporated in the wind. They said, we had hope that he was the one to redeem Israel. It's a perfect past perfect tense. We had hope. That means we don't hope anymore. When they first met Jesus, they were ecstatic. This man was different. All kinds of things. It's kind of weird, but not weird in a bad sense, but weird in a good sense. They saw something very different from this person. They didn't know who he was. They were kind of excited about this man. And as the time went by, they saw miracles. And the kind of teaching that he did about life and about God, they never heard before. And slowly, they started seeing that this man might be the Messiah. Maybe this man will bring new light to this very dark world that they experienced at that time. So they were excited. Their hopes arose from within them. We can see a glimpse of their excitement. The things about Jesus of Nazareth, who was a prophet, mighty in deed and word before God and all the people. But this man, they thought he would bring about something different, but he just died helplessly. They were totally confused. What is this? I thought that he was a special man. But he just died without showing any sign of Messiah. So they were devastated. Emmaus was west of Jerusalem, and it was late afternoon on Sunday. Sunday morning, Jesus arose from the dead. But it's this Sunday afternoon, late afternoon, they're walking the Emmaus, which is west of Jerusalem. Where were they walking towards? They were walking towards sunset. It depicts their mentality or their mood. Their steps were heavy. Their hearts were heavy. They walked like defeated soldiers. They were absorbed in their sorrow and this disillusionment that they could not even see. When Jesus was right there walking with them, they could not recognize Jesus. They were so into their own world, into their own sorrow. Sometimes, my friends, your life is so tough and difficult that you have no room to look around. No room for anything else. You become so self-absorbed in your pain, agony, disappointment, problems, and worries. You cannot see, you cannot hear, you cannot even feel the presence of God. Even though God is always with you, you don't feel the presence of God in your life because you are so surrounded by your own emotions. That was what Jacob experienced. Jacob stole his brother's birthright and also the last blessing of his father. He thought it would be good to him. But because of that, he had problem. His brother Esau wanted to kill him. So he had to run away from home. He was young, maybe in teens. And he had to run away from home, all by himself in the wilderness at night. He was all alone. He was scared. Wild animals were around. And then he did not know where he was supposed to go. Where am I going now? What am I going to do? I'm all alone. My parents are not around me. So he was so absorbed into his own sorrow, loneliness, and fear that he could not even see that God was around. So he said this. Then Jacob woke from his sleep and said, "Surely the Lord is in this place, and I did not know it." Awakened. Not just awoke from sleep, but his soul was awakened. God has been always there, But I did not know it because I was so absorbed into my own sorrow and problems. It was not a dream like Jacob's, but something happened to these two people on the road. When Jesus approached them, they didn't know that it was Jesus, just stranger. A stranger approached them and told them about the scripture, about the Messiah, and about the Messiah's suffering. And then they never chose it, but something was happening within their heart. Their heart became warm, burdened, burning sensation. I was just a stranger talking to me about the scriptures. My heart was burning. This is what they said. Were not our hearts burning within us while he was talking to us on the road, while he was opening the scriptures to us? They didn't see the risen Jesus yet. They thought it was stranger, but yet somehow their hearts were burning. Many people experience that in history, even now. Some of you may experience that sometimes when you hear the scripture, when you hear the sermon, when you're at the Bible study. All of a sudden, there's burning sensation within you. What is this? John Wesley, the founder of Methodist Church, he did not have assurance of salvation yet. He was not sure about salvation. And one evening, he went to Aldersgate, a street meeting in London. Reluctantly, he went. In the evening, he was struggling with his own faith. I have faith, but there's no assurance. All my life I've been a believer, but there was no confidence. So reluctantly he went to this meeting, and there was a person reading Martin Luther's preface to Romans, Martin Luther's interpretation of letter Romans. And then John Wesley said, strangely my heart was warmed. All of a sudden in the back, he was just listening, and his heart was warming. And that moment, he had the assurance of salvation. Not just because of sensation, physical sensation, but somehow he was awakened. And then he saw that, yes, there is salvation. There is salvation. And from that point on, he started the Methodist movement. And now we have the Methodist Church. The scripture can open your eyes. That's what happens on your journey. Our journey is not just journey. It's not just physical movement. On our journey, there is something happens within you, and that changes, and that opens your heart and opens your eyes. And that's what happened to these two disciples on the road to Emmaus. Somehow, hope arose from within. My friend, hope is not something you decide to have. No. Hope is not something that, okay, today I'm going to have hope. Okay, I'll try to have more hope. No. Hope is given to you. It's not what you have. It is what is given to you. Hope is not your response to hopeful situations. Hope, Christian hope, is always hope in the hopeless. And it is given to you. And that's what happened to these two disciples. Hope was given to them, arose from within their heart. Then their eyes were opened and they saw the risen Christ. Your journey is exciting and interesting, not because the journey is fun, pleasant, and problem-free. No. The journey is exciting because on that journey, your eyes open. And you see what you did not see before. You see who you really are. And where I am. And where am I going? What do I seek in my life? All these things happen on that journey. When that doesn't exist, then the journey becomes really, really boring. But in that life journey, these things happen and then your eyes open and you see things differently. You don't have to be religious to have this experience. Everyone on the journey, there is an eye-opening experience. We call it awakening. Awakening. I have lived my life in this way, but now I want to live differently. If there is no awakening in your life, and then awakening doesn't happen just once in your life. It has, as Elder John prayed, every day it happens. It's not just once in a lifetime awakening. Every day there has to be some kind of awakening, and you turn around. If there's no awakening, my friends, you get lost. You get lost. You don't know where you're going. That's very sad. One life we have, you live a life that is lost. To 아까워. Don't get frustrated because the road is tough and difficult. Because when life is tough and difficult, do you know what you see? Well, not only you become humble, but you know what? When life is tough and difficult, you know what you see? You see courage and faith. You realize that courage and faith are so important. When life is good, you don't need courage, you don't need faith. But when life is hard and difficult, you realize that the courage and faith is so important. And then you discover that I have courage and faith within me. You discover that courage and faith within you. So when life is tough and difficult, don't get frustrated. Don't get impatient because you do not get what you want quickly. Our journey is a journey of waiting. You will experience so many disappointments and some disillusionment too. You know what? These disappointments, you may say there's a bad experience, but these disappointments, you know what they become? They become fertilizer. And it cultivates your heart and your hope. The real hope blossoms within you. They are fertilizer. Through disappointments, you know what real hope is like. The journey of these two people on the road to Emmaus was a journey of change. That's why life is exciting. That's why journey is exciting. It is a journey of change. Their journey was an eye-opening experience. So they didn't go to Emmaus. That was their destiny. But they didn't go. Immediately they turned around. They went back to Jerusalem. If you're in the wrong direction right now, turn around immediately. I hope that your journey is not journey to Emmaus. I hope that your journey is a journey to Jerusalem. Very different journey. Their journey back to Jerusalem was different, full of excitement. Their steps were quick and fast. They probably didn't walk. They probably ran. All night they walked. And yet, they were not tired. They were not drained. They were filled with joy and excitement, even though they were physically tired. So they arrived in Jerusalem in the morning. What did they see? Sunrise. Sunrise. They were walking towards sunset. But now, when they came to Jerusalem, they saw sunrise. Very figurative, isn't it? Symbolic. And also, do you know what they discovered on that journey? They saw the end. The end was not death. The end was the resurrection. That's what they saw on that road. They saw the end. When you see the end of your journey, no matter how difficult your journey may be, you can survive. You can endure. You can persevere. They saw the end on that journey. What do you see at the end of your journey? Death or resurrection? I hope that you all see at the end, you see resurrection. We all die. Matter of just some difference. We all die. But at the end, we see that death is not the end. After that, there is the resurrection. Do a wonderful journey. Don't just merely walk the road. Do a wonderful journey. Journey is not travel. Journey is not vacation. Make your journey most meaningful and exciting. And on that journey, Jesus will walk with you and give you a lot of eye-opening experiences. You will see what you didn't see before. Life becomes so exciting. Sometimes you don't recognize that Jesus is walking with you. But Jesus is always there. That's what King David experience about God. This is what he said. Where can I go from your spirit? Or where can I flee from your presence? If I ascend to heaven, you are there. If I make my bed in Sheol, you are there. If I take the wings of the morning and settle at the farthest limits of the sea, even there your hand shall lead me, and your right hand shall hold me fast. Do not fear. Do not be disappointed. Do not lose hope. Keep on keeping on. Jesus will always walk with you. You're not alone. Look outside. How beautiful. God gave us this. Enjoy life, but take a good journey.